All right, so in this question, we're comparing fractions and we're putting them in order from shortest to longest. In other words, small to big. It's always important that you circle and underline what the question's asking for, because sometimes they'll ask for the other way around, longest to shortest. In this case, it's shortest to longest. The method I like to use, that I'm going to be using a lot in class, is cross multiplying, when you're comparing to see if one fraction is bigger than the other, or vice versa. And if you got multiple choice, it's always best to start off with A. So that's what I'm going to do. Cross multiplying means you multiply the numbers diagonally. That means I'm going to multiply 5 with 3. Let's use this instead. 5 with 3. And then I'm going to multiply after that 2 and 8. So if you multiply 5 times 3, you end up with 15. 8 times 2, 16. So here's how we can tell if one fraction is bigger than the other. 15 is smaller than 16. So that's going from shorter to longer. So this is going the correct order. So what we do now is continue going. Now I'm going to cross multiply the next two pair of fractions. What you want to do next though is the 16 that you had before, you want to scratch it off. You don't want to use it again. You might confuse yourself and accidentally be comparing 16 with the new number 9. How did I get 9? I multiplied 3 and 3 diagonally. We scratch off 16, like I mentioned before, and now you multiply 2 times 4, that gives you 8. Had I left 16 in there, I would think already that A is incorrect. That's why it's important that you scratch it off. So it's going the correct order so far. 8 and 9, shorter to longer. We're still not done yet. We still got the last two. Let's compare these two. And like I mentioned before, scratch off the previous number and multiply your new number. 3 times 6 gives me 18. 4 times 5, 20. That is the correct order. My answer is A. Now let me just show you real quick why B was incorrect. What you should do is always go down each answer choice and prove why they're incorrect. Let me do that with B. If you multiply 2 times 8, that gives you 16. 3 times 5, that gives you 15. B is incorrect right from the beginning. 16 to 15. Since 16 is bigger than 15, that means that this fraction is bigger than this fraction. That's not the order you want though. You want to go from shorter to longer, not longer to shorter. Let's go with D as well. Let's go with C, and see why it was incorrect. So again, I'm going to cross multiply. 5 times 8, that gives me 40. 6 times 5 gives me 30. Since 40 is bigger than 30, that means this fraction is bigger than that fraction. Again, the wrong order. You want to go from shorter to longer, not longer to shorter. C is incorrect. And down to our last one. Cross multiply 3 times 6, 18. 4 times 5, 20. That's going the right order so far. But when you're going to continue on with the rest of the answer choice, we're going to see why it was incorrect. Let's go on to the next part. Let's see if that's where things become wrong. So again, scratch off 20. You don't want to use it again. I'm going to multiply 5 times 3. That gives me 15. 6 times 2 is 12. This is where D becomes incorrect. 15 is bigger than 12. You want it to go from 12 to 15 since you're going from shortest to longest. So my answer is A after all, and I proved it by going back and proving that B, C, and D are incorrect. And that's what you need to do with these word problems. Once you got the right answer and it's multiple choice, go to the rest of the answer choices and see if they're incorrect just to make sure. Okay, there you go.